Do you have trouble picking up your big toe? The problem with balance and with walking in the world is that our big toe is crucial for appropriate foot mechanics and how we step into the world. It's important to step off, to toe off when it's your trail leg and gait. And it's important because if you can't move your big toe, well, your big toe is, if you think about it, there's your big toe and your other four. Your big toe has so much command over your ability to balance and to step into the world. And it's really important that this big toe joint is capable of going down, because when this big toe joint goes down, there's actually space at the top of your big toe to go into big toe extension. And that's really important because this is what it would look like if I was pushing off of the ground. So if you can't do this with your toe, and your toe is locked, your big toe joint, and you can't move it, that's going to create a rigid root, a rigid bottom, and that's going to create a lot of rigidity at the bottom of your foot, which is going to feed into your ankle, and then the two bones in your shin. And the two bones in your shin are actually classified as a joint by the way that they move and their mechanics. So you might have hip pain, knee pain, a host of other issues and symptoms that you just can't get rid of. But have you ever looked at the movement in your big toe? And the problem is most people start off trying to work with their big toe, the extension of it, lifting it up in an effort to get it to drop at the bottom. But they start off with movements like a band that passively pulls it into place. Well, I've never actually found somebody who can just stretch their hamstrings forever. And it actually gets more flexible because my back could be tight, not even the bottom of my leg. So I'm going to share a movement with you that I think is crucial to getting the big toe joint itself to drop down towards the floor. And as it does that, I'm just going to use my other toe now. As this drops, the big toe joint, it actually allows the big toe itself to come up, which is really important because this is going to create a little view of supination. So I have a higher arch, and you need this to be able to lengthen from your big toe to your heel so that tissue can lengthen out. And all of this kind of contracting and relaxing into the ground is really important to have good contact with the world through your feet, which, there's reflexology. There's, if anyone's ever been to a physical therapist or a chiropractor or body work or a massage therapist, everybody touches the feet. Why? The feet are so important. So if you want to learn how to lift up your big toe and get more mobility in your big toe joint, watch the next portion in this video, and you will be pleasantly surprised if you execute the exercise. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use your foot. Really odd thing to say, how to use your foot. I'm sure you've lived on these feet for a long period of time, but there's still a lot that we have to learn. So I'm going to share this with you now. So you want to start off, I'm going to use my left foot because I'm right-handed, and that's going to be my first step in the world. So I'm going to put my left foot in front of my right, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. And I'm going to start with the weight on the outside back heel. So my left foot is in front, so I'm going to feel my heel and a little bit outside of that. So my back left side of my heel. Now I'm going to move from the back outside left of my heel forward in the sense that I feel more pressure in my heel in the middle. And now I'm going to shift my weight even further forward, so now I feel it more in the middle of the foot, in between the heel and the knuckles. So I'm really kind of smushing it down, and now I'm going to allow my weight to shift forward even further. See how my knee is tracking in towards my big toe? Now the weight is mainly underneath of my big toe joint. So my weight is forward underneath my big toe joint. I'm going to shift back and through my middle foot, back through my heel, and now back all the way to the outside left of my heel when I started. So now I'm going to demonstrate this on the right side. So I'm on the outside back right heel. I'm going to go into my middle heel, the middle of my foot or my midfoot, forward onto my big toe, underneath my big toe joint. So now my center of mass has moved forward to where all of my weight is over top of my front foot. And I'm going to move back to my middle foot, my heel, and now to the outside of my heel. So this is what it's going to look like from the side. So it's the outside left of my heel, my middle heel, now my midfoot, and now even my big toe joint. And it should almost feel like you're able to pick up your back foot, and you do not need to adjust your position because all of your weight is over top of that foot. So what you would not do is, let me move forward further in order to adjust. So we're trying to teach you how to balance and how to open up your bottom part of your foot. So now I'm still weight in the front part of underneath my right big toe. Now I'm going to shift back so I can feel the weight kind of more of my middle of my foot. Back into my heel, back to the outside of my left heel in this case. So please give this a shot as a way of understanding kind of this reactive, because you're reacting to the change of tension. Neuromuscular, so your nervous system is getting more pressure underneath your foot. Your muscles are responding, or sensory feedback. So you're creating a reference for what it's like to use the bottom part of your foot, which opens up a whole new world. And this is the first step to start. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a shot, and we will talk soon.